You are now watching a clip from the Inspired by show. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or listen on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure to head over there, leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, and follow the show. You've had some quite big names, quite big celebrities wear babes, like Kim Kardashian, a few others. What was that like?
It was crazy when she wore it, I saw it because I sell basics, which is always I'm not like babes is what I always wanted babes to be is just effortless basics that are affordable. So I can't tell when someone wears my stuff sometimes because it'll be just like a white dress or a black dress because
Mm.
those are my favorite things in my closet. So those are the things that I sell. So when she wore it, I'm like, wait a minute, that that looks like my dress. And I'm not crazy. Is that my dress? I'm a little confused. So I reached out to someone that knew one of her stylists, and they confirmed that she had bought it herself on my site and she wore it. So that was, I mean, that was insane. I'm
Mm.
completely thankful for that. Yeah, for sure. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And same with Lizzo. Lizzo had reached out to Babes actually and was like, hey, like I want some of these items. So yeah, that was crazy too. Super blessed to have those things
Wow.
happen.
And before that point, did you ever feel like you'd made it, or did it feel different after that point?
I did feel like I made it before that point. I did. This was a different level because it was new eyes, but I did feel like I made it just because I had made it. I was stable. I had a savings account. Like these were the things that mattered to me.
Mm.
I was able to take care of myself. I was able to take care of my mother and my family. And Babes was at its peak at that moment. And that just kind of took it off to a different audience.
Mm.
Yeah, so for sure. I definitely thought I made it before then, but it was extra help.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kim.
You're like, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, and she'd actually, it was interesting. She bought a dress that wasn't selling. So I had this it was like a mock neck dress, which is a lesson that I tell to a lot of people that have stores. Like if you're like I created something and I my confidence fell when it didn't sell because I was like, okay, this is like obviously not cute because no one's buying it. But that's the dress that she bought. And then it was crazy. Now the dress is sold out. Now it's like everybody wants it. So it's just being confident in what you have in the beginning. So that's always interesting to me that she bought a dress that like no one else wanted and then everybody wanted it.
Yeah. Do you know one of the things that I really drives me mad a little bit about being an entrepreneur is that a lot of the time our emotions or self-esteem are driven by the results in our business, right? Like you were just saying, it's like 1 minute you feel like you're doing great and the next minute it's not selling and it's like it can knock us. Have you ever felt that that's gotten better or easier, or is it still the same for you?
It's a journey. It depends on the day. I think us as women, is particularly just because we are like we already have so much going on just in our bodies for one. And it's a constant struggle because I am so tied into brands like into not brands, into babes. Like I
Mm.
feel like babes is me. So sometimes it can feel like if something doesn't sell, I feel like I failed. Like I'm not enough or I'm not good enough. So it's a very emotional process selling because you're trying to get someone to spend their hard-earned money on you. And when they don't do it, it can hurt your feelings. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So after a while, it does get better, but it doesn't go away. Like, not for me at least.
Mm.
It's a constant, like if I had a release today and it did well, but if it wouldn't have done well, that would have hurt my feelings a little bit. It would have,
Mm.
but I would have pushed harder like after this call, I'd have been like, all right, let me resheet the skirt. Like, what can I do to make them buy it? But it definitely would
Mm.
have like hurt my feelings a little bit. Luckily it
Yeah.
didn't. So
Yeah. You're like, let's just take that off as a big win, and then it doesn't have enough to worry about it. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know
yeah,
what I
right.
really value though? Like what you just said, Sierra, is really important because I don't think you realized it, but you were just there like, if it didn't work, I would have done something else to make it work. Like I think that's the level of like adaptability and flexibility that makes a good entrepreneurial business owner or high achiever, right? It's because if
Mhm.
this doesn't work, we don't sit there and
Yeah.
sulk and go, oh, that could have been better. It's like, no,
Yeah.
no, like time is still ticking.
What are
What
you
can we
gonna
do?
do? Like, right, exactly. You know what not to do. So like if something doesn't work, I'm like, okay, they don't like this. let me, sometimes it's not sometimes it is the product. Sometimes they don't like the product. Sometimes it's
Mm.
the way you shot it. Sometimes it's when you're releasing it. Sometimes it's how you're releasing it. Sometimes it's the damn algorithm and they just don't see it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Sometimes it's a little time. Sometimes it's too expensive and people need to like figure out how they're going to budget. So there's a lot of different factors that you can dive into if something doesn't work. And that's exciting to me. Obviously, the failure isn't exciting to me, but trying to get over it, like once you failed at something and then you know what not to do and then you fix it, it's so powerful. You're like, yeah, like I
Mm.
figured that ish out. I'm trying not to curse. I figured that ish out. You know what I mean? And it feels good. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Don't worry. If you curse, it comes out. I do it all the time. I'm trying my hardest
That
not to
ish.
most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioned though failure though, because Ciara, I'm curious. Obviously, your family were a huge part of your childhood and the trauma, and your beliefs probably quite similar to theirs. How were they when you started Babes at the beginning and then going on to the success you've got now?
My fam supportive. My mom is like, I mean, my mom is everything. Like, she's the reason why I think I have skills, but really they came from her. You know what I mean? Like, she's probably looking at me like, darling, I've taught you this. And I'm like, yeah, this is coming naturally to me. No, no, no. It comes from her. Most of the things that come natural to me are coming from her. I know that. So she's just like, she's completely been a part of the process. My sister has been completely a part of, she used to bottle for Babe. She was working for Babe. She's like, it's a definitely like a completely supportive family behind it.
Mm. Oh, I love that. I love it because a lot of people don't always get that, right? A lot of people will get the whole like someone in their friendship group or family will say, oh, why don't you get a
Get a
real
job.
job? Yeah, we said it at the
Oh,
exact same time.
oh, literally. But it only comes, you know what? I started looking at it differently because my boyfriend's parents, well, he was raised by his grandparents. So, of course, and he's an entrepreneur too. So they're like, what are you doing? Go get a good government job with some benefits. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? So sometimes it's not, I look at the other generation and they don't mean it in like a negative way. They're just trying to protect you. Like that's all they know. This is like confusing to them. So sometimes you just have to show them because they're just not like, just do your thing, show them that it's making actual money and then they'll start to respect it later. But it's
Yeah,
coming from a good place. They only want the best for you. So it's just like, I hear you. Like, you want me to go get a job and get some benefits, but let me show you the new way of doing things.
yeah.
And then hopefully they'll decide.